Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, just about noon in Honolulu, 6 o'clock in New York. It is Wednesday, March 21st, 2018, and this is the Daily Report for Gold and Silver. Nice, solid upside spike in the precious metals markets. This in reference to the conclusion of today's FOMC meeting, in which it was announced that they will in fact raise Fed funds rates by 25 basis points. A $20 move in gold, closing at $1332.50. A 38-cent upside move in silver, closing at $16.57, with a corresponding downside spike in the U.S. dollar, down about 67 points, closing at 89.27. Very little action in the Dow, slight recovery, but closing down 44 points at 24,682 and 88.95 and 89.45 in the CME and CBOE's Bitcoin futures contracts. With the FOMC meeting concluding today and the announcement of an interest rate hike, Fed funds rates moving up 0.25%, 25 basis points. The net result of gold pricing today was a dramatic upside spike, gaining approximately 1.6%, closing up $20.90 higher at $1332.80. We can absolutely see this move when we look at our daily candlestick chart, but there was a very interesting facet to what we witnessed today, and that was that a vast majority of today's upside spike actually occurred prior to the announcement by the Federal Reserve. In fact, in overseas trading, the market was roughly $15 higher as traders positioned themselves before the conclusion of today's meeting and definitely before any Fed announcement. The best way to see that is to look at a short-term chart. We've just pulled up a 60-minute candlestick chart, Hawaiian Standard Time. This represents 12 midnight here in Hawaii, which of course represents 6 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. And we can see that overnight, traders absolutely bid the market higher, and in fact, gold pricing was roughly $15 higher prior to the announcement. So the fact of the matter is, gold closed up $20 higher today after trading to a high of $1336.90, backed off a little bit, currently trading at $1332. But there's only a $7 differential between where gold prices were prior to the announcement and once the announcement of a Fed funds rate hike was announced. And that would be this area right in here. The real question becomes whether or not today is a key reversal in the market and the beginning of a strong upside move or a one-day wonder. My sense is that if we get follow-through buying over the next day, we are certainly seeing some sort of reversal now that any kind of pressure has subsided in terms of what the Federal Reserve might do. Therefore, traders, I believe that it might be wise to enter from the long side following some sort of a dip in the market. We can see that the market did back off of these highs, and currently we are looking at resistance at 1336. And I think that we can position ourselves from the long side at approximately 1327 or better, and that is the 38% retracement from this short data set from 1365 down to 1302. And traders, silver surged almost 2.5%, gaining 39 cents on the day, closing at 1657. It certainly appears as though we've got very strong support at roughly 1612, as seen by these lows exhibited over the time span of February and this month. However, there is still a key distinction between what we are looking at between gold pricing and silver pricing, and that has to do where current pricing is relative to the longer-term moving averages. Because until the short-term 50-day moving average crosses above the 200-day moving average, and more importantly, current pricing is above either of those averages, I can't view current pricing in a bullish mode. And traders, as far as the cryptocurrency Bitcoin is concerned, it did have a modest trading day, trading down slightly and currently bid at 88.85. We talked about the fact that this 50% retracement area at 88.87 is a critical price point. And because current pricing is just at that level, we need to determine whether or not pricing can move higher off of this level, or if it cannot sustain this and move lower. And that will determine our next target. If we get support in this area, my target would be 95 to 9,600 per Bitcoin. If we see some weakness come into the market, my target would then be 8,200 per coin. Traders, it was a truly interesting day in which we saw a tremendous upside spike in gold and silver. However, what was interesting is the vast majority of that spike occurred before the Fed announcement. It seems as though traders were positioning themselves in overseas trading last night, as well as morning trading here in the U.S. in anticipation of an interest rate hike announcement. What is baffling to me is the fact that the Fed absolutely stayed the course and, for the most part, was already factored into the market. What that tells me is that there was a dramatic amount of repositioning prior to today's Fed announcement, which leads us to the question as to whether or not today's move was a one-day wonder or a key reversal. The answer to that, we will need at least a couple of days to see. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. We'll talk to you tomorrow for another daily update and review. Bye-bye.